Hi, my name is Justin Rathbun. I'm the front of house sound engineer here at Hamilton on Broadway, and welcome to the Richard Rodgers Theatre. I've been working on this show for now more than 10 and a half years total. This is front of house. Out here we have a DiGiCo Quantum 7. When the show was originally designed down at the Public Theater, we were using an SD7 as well. And I'll never forget it. Like I was there with Nevin and Jason Crystal, and we ran the show for the first time. And I remember looking at Nevin and I said, I said, no matter what, I need to work on this show. I had no idea that it would turn into this 10 and a half years later, but here we are. And it's been a wonderful ride ever since. When Hamilton was being developed and designed, we kind of knew that this show was going to do something. We wanted to keep the front end as similar as possible from the off-Broadway to Broadway transfer. And so the programming from the public that I originally came up with is the same programming that we have now, which is crazy. So we have our console, we have our Fourier audio transform engine reverb units running software plugins to generate 90% of our outboard effects. So our principal reverbs, our surround reverbs. Over here in this rack, this is our computer rack over here. I have QLab main and backup computers. I'm powering all of these up now. SD7 editor computer, which also controls our Fourier engines, and then a smart computer we run some playback on as well for analyzation of the room. All of these are on a KVM system, controlled by our Stream Deck. So this side of the Stream Deck is controlling this screen over here and the KVM on the screen. So all of these buttons control which computer we're looking at. And then this side controls this screen and what we're looking at over here. So if I hit utility, that's what we're looking at right now. If I hit the QLab main button, it switches this up here to QLab main. If I switch this one over here to, let's say, the RF machine, I can look at this is the RF computer backstage. And you can do that with every single computer in our network. From our perch up here in front of house, we don't have quite the full view of the stage. So what we've done is we have a video monitor here, so we kind of have a full view. One thing about Hamilton is like everything is very, very dense. The orchestration is very dense, the vocal layering is very dense, and the vocal content is very dense. It's almost an assault to the senses watching this show. So making sure that the intelligibility of all three of those things fit together is like the biggest challenge of this show, because there's so many things happening, not only audibly, but also on stage. What we typically do on a Wednesday, we're just gonna quickly, copy that, thank you. We're gonna quickly blast through just the zones of the system. So we're starting with our under-balcony system and our check. These are Alcon's ER8s, and there's 10 of them across the under-balcony area, along with 3 bag-end subwoofers attached to the ceiling with 2 12-inch subwoofers. So there are 3 of those spread across the under-balcony system. All of our surround speakers, which we have one above my head right now, and then we also have them along the walls here on the orchestra level and on the balcony level. Those are all EAW JF60s. You'll notice as we go through these, there is not one specific manufacturer that we have. We went with the speaker that was best attributed to the application. So this is still going through just basically the under-balcony system at the moment in the surrounds. I'm just kind of blasting through each zone and just making sure that the systems are working. Once a week, I do a walkthrough, or sometimes twice a week if we find an issue. I will go through and listen to each individual speaker that is here in the room. Since we're back here in the very rear of the orchestra level, sometimes it gets a little tough to hear back here. So what we've added right here on the desk, these are K-array. These are little line array speakers, and I've mounted these to the desk. So there's one here and there's one here. So basically when I'm sitting here at the desk mixing, this one lines up with the arcs over here on this side, and this one lines up with these arcs over here. And they are time delayed to hit the mixer at the same time as those 2 speakers. So it gives you a little bit more of a stereo spread back here and kind of gives you more of a reality of what's actually happening down on the main orchestra floor. Our primary system consists of a proscenium system, our center cluster arrays, and then all of our fill speakers. Our proscenium speakers primarily consist of acoustics here. We have 2 of these per side, and then we have some 108Ps here in the boxes as fills all the way up. And we also have 112P acoustic speakers here, here, and also all the way up here. And down on the floor, we have our subwoofers. We have a Meyer 1100 LFC down here. Currently, we have Meyer 600 HPs here, and then another one all the way up here in the top. There's also another arc up here that is aiming towards our front level of the balcony. Going up and around, right above us, D&B V series. We have 2 boxes of that with a sub on top of that. Our center cluster consists of 2 arrays of 6 cabinets each of the D&B Y series with subs above that. Same thing matching with the V series on that side. As we go out to our center balcony truss, we have 4 more cabinets of the Y series, along with the subwoofer on top of that are hitting our balcony areas up here. For surround speakers, we have EAW JF60s located all around the theater. You can kind of see them starting here along the back. They go all the way around the back and all the way around. And also there's another line of them all the way up here. And then there's another line of them here on our balcony rail. You can see one there, one here, another one here, another one here. They also go all the way around the under balcony. You can kind of see one right over here, and they go all the way up and under, and also all the way under and around. Our under balcony system consists of Alcon's Audio VR8s and some bag end subwoofers that are attached to the ceiling. Our front fills, which we can kind of see right down here in front of us, these are Alcon's SR9s. We have 6 of these across the front. These are fills that are just hitting maybe the first 2 or 3 rows here for anything that is not firing directly at them. So it's basically what we're getting out of those is a little bit of piano and a little bit of vocals, and that's about it. And those are all matrix mixed within the console out front. Looking down in this trough, we also see some onstage foldback speakers, and those are D&B E6s. On stage, there's a bunch more hiding in different places. We can kind of look up here. There's some more foldback both here and then off stage, aiming off stage as well. And in each wing, there's a set of these. This is monitors for the cast. There's only music in the foldback. There are no vocals in the foldback. All the way up here in the top, you can kind of see them up and around. These are D&B E0s that are up and kind of flying above the second level of our catwalk here. And those are kind of just pointing down for anybody that's performing up there on the catwalk. They also have some reference as well. We'll head downstairs to the pit. All right, off stage we go. One of the things that I generally also look at, we have video monitors off stage showing that same conductor shot that's on the balcony rail. So there's 3 on this side, there's 3 on the other side. So when cast are coming off stage, they can actually follow along. If they have vocals that they're singing, they can actually follow along as well. Cool. All right. This is our orchestra pit. Computers down here, these are all controlling our Ableton and our keyboard computers, which are all running main stage. So overall, we have about 68 inputs down here in the pit. A majority of them are happening here in the drum kit. Everything is very close mic'd in here, and that's the same way throughout the rest of the pit. And then viola and violin here, and then cello back here. Each violin and viola we're using 4099, so everything is close mic'd. And almost all of them have a little cough drop as well, as you can see down here. So if somebody needs to cough, if they step on this, it mutes their microphone, and then when they release it, it opens the microphone back up again. Long story short, that's the pit.
Very cool. So no mics hanging down or anything, everything's very close mic?
Everything's very close mic, yep.
Okay.
Close mic or direct, yep. There are several different approaches to doing theater sound as far as time delay. Our approach is that the sound coming off the stage should arrive at the seat at the same time that the sound from the speakers is also arriving at the seat. So we're using time delay either in the desk on a channel delay, or time delay within the system processing, which is all done in our Galileos, which is on this page, to control the timing from when the source signal from the stage hits all the way back here to the last speaker in the house. So for instance, if we were to take a look at Solace Far delay, this is the speaker that's right here. It has got 52.29 milliseconds of delay. So that is basically delayed 52.29 milliseconds to our 0 point on the stage, which is basically downstage center. In addition to that, we are also using channel delay during the show on a per cue basis. We are changing the delays on every particular microphone depending on where they are on stage. So for instance, we can look at Hamilton A, and we can look at our delay time, right? So right now he is at a 5 millisecond delay time. So he's upstage, standing behind the chair. When he walks down stage, so I have a cue here that says ham sits. He will walk down stage literally 2.5 feet, and this delay time is now going to change to 2. We wanted to get the same timing between what's coming out of his mouth and what's hitting the audience at the same time. We have timed it out to that close.
And this is purely because of the speed of sound.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So there's a ton of programming happening per scene in this show. Okay, now we're gonna get ready for the show real quick. We've done our basic checkout. We're gonna do a quick QLab checkout real quick. We're gonna do a quick effects checkout real quick too. Basically, I'm just listening to make sure that all of the effects are producing a sound coming out and the sound that I expect it to. Okay, now what we're hearing is all of the QLab outputs. So we have 16 QLab ins and 16 QLab outs. We can kind of see some of them happening up here on the screen. At the moment, each one is routed to a different matrix output. We will hear those test tones going throughout the theater at the moment, and those are just going around to make sure that all of the outputs are working. And also all of the speakers are working as well.
Do they always work?
Yes. So this is our in-out sheet for the day. So these are the folks that are gonna be in and out of the show. In the theater software for DiGiCo, there's this thing called Players, which is one of the coolest features in here. These are all the people that have ever played Hamilton. So if you scroll down, you'll eventually find Lynn all the way down here. What this does is basically it recalls all the EQ settings or dynamic settings for whatever person has played the role before. So
Why do you keep the settings? Like, why can't you use the same settings for every person?
everybody's voice is a little bit different. Everybody's microphone sits at a little bit different place on their mouth, and we also put microphones in different places on different people depending on which side of their face it's on, whether they have facial hair, whether they have enough hair to where we can put it up on their hairline. If we were to look through the EQs, you can kind of just see that everybody's is just a little bit different. Also, every day I get a text from our band to see who's going to be in and out of the band every day. So this tells me who's in and out. So we'll put some of those folks in as well. All right, let's do it.
Hamilton, A, Hamilton A, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So Hamilton wears 2 microphones. So he's got 2 different packs, and I have one button here that can change that microphone from a main to a backup. Same thing with the Burr.
Burr B, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. King's Crown, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And the Phil Pat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Those are great.
Ta-da!
What we're about to check now throughout the show, they're triggering either QLab or lighting effects. So she just triggered that, and it's giving me that just gives me a little sign that says that it's working. That one's working.
Here's Lynn.
And that one's good too. Thank you. Happy delivery.
Thank you.
So that's that. So we've checked that. Now we're going to check MIDI to lighting, which is on another channel. Hey, Chris, want to check some MIDI? The way I have my cue list laid out, basically if you see something that's red, that means that there's an audio thing that's about to happen. So like, that's up there, that's the Canon button at the end of Right Hand Man.
Good afternoon.
We'll just check, make sure that QLab is all working as it should, make sure that our main and our backup engines are working.
To Hamilton. At this time, please silence
Everything seems
all
to be
cell
working
phones
as it should.
and electronic.
Make sure our stop button works, which is very important. Cool. That's pretty much it for checking things out here. Okay, so we're getting ready for the show. Right now, everybody's backstage. They're getting their microphones on. We're out here. We're monitoring all of our channels. So each input that we have is physically reflected either on the desk or on our master screen over here. So we have our principal bank here. If we look up here on our meters, we can see things happening. We're able to cue each one of those up in our headphones if we wanted to. If we go to a different layer, all of our band inputs are here as well. So all of our drum microphones are here. We don't see any activity on the drums yet, which is weird because usually our drummer's here by now. That's neither here nor there. Same thing with keyboards. Usually see some activity, nothing there at the moment. We're seeing some stuff on the guitar mic, so that means that's good news. So there are things happening down there, and we've already checked everything down there, so we know that it works. We're on performance 3,798 this afternoon. The challenge of doing this many shows is you have to realize that every show is different in its own way. The cast reacts to the audience. The orchestra, even though they're down there in the pit, they react to the audience. I keep the show as consistent as possible. But when we get to some of the rockin' numbers, I'm not going to say that I don't give it a little extra gas every now and then if the audience is having a good time. So like, there are several variables that will always change the way you will mix the show.
Can you tell me about line-by-line mixing?
The end goal of line-by-line mixing is trying to eliminate as much phasing between microphones as possible and trying to keep the sound as clean as possible. Trying to eliminate microphone interaction, I think, is probably the easiest way to explain it. You're basically turning microphones on and off in between lines. It's literally understanding where people are going to take breaths. It's understanding, like, every single line of the show.
That's just defeatist. And Jefferson in love with
And having that ingrained in your memory, and like, not everybody performs it the same way either. So like, understanding certain people's rhythms. Some people take a pause here and some people don't. And some people take an extended pause and some people don't. Some people rush the line here and some people don't. Like, hopefully we catch all those things today. We'll see.
What has this show meant to you over the past 10 years?
I never dreamed. When I first moved to New York, I had a dream of, I remember opening up the Broadway grosses on like Playbill.com or Broadway World or whatever, and looking at those grosses and the Lion Kings and the Wickeds and the Jersey Boys, and looking at those shows and being like, I want to work on a hit like that. And it still blows my mind that, like, I've kind of achieved that goal. Like, that was the goal. And, like, I didn't know if it was ever achievable, and, like, here we are.